Victory or death! Give them hell!
Good evening, ladies and gents. So the Varangian guards have just released today, and I have already got them maxed and built as I think you should build them. I will go into all of the details for these new units, plus my personal kind of experience and thoughts on them so far. Before we get into the video though, hit that subscribe button if you want to be kept up to date with the latest and greatest of Conquerors Blade. So then, the final kind of stage of the season has opened in terms of being allowed to use kind of gold units. Now our armor stats and everything's unlocked and all kinds of fun things like that. Everything now is open as it ever was in the past kind of seasons. The Varangian guards have also come into the game, and this is the tier 5 unit of the season. Now these guys are coming in brandishing a sword, a shield and a two-handed axe. I have blasted through these, maybe spent sovereigns, to actually unlock these so I can give them a proper go to tell you if they are worth getting at the moment or not. I'm going to go very quickly through them, what kind of, or how to kind of play them, what kind of veterancy lines and everything you need to be going down and thinking about, and then I'm going to go into a bit of personal kind of experience, personal opinion about it, and there will be some gameplay footage from multiple games that I have had of these today as well. So like I said, these guys have literally just released today. You can either purchase them using sovereigns, or you can go through and unlock them as you usually do by completing all the different kind of challenges and everything. It will take a little while, but if you kind of focus on what you're doing, shouldn't take you too long, to be honest. You do unlock on the first page, you do unlock a mercenary unit of them, so you can actually give them a go, try them out, see what kind of doctrines and stuff that you want to be playing them with, and actually have just a bit of an experience with them. They're not maxed out, they're only half level, but it will kind of give you a good kind of inkling if you're going to get them or not, or if you should get them. So I've gone through and actually purchased them. I don't have the best doctrines on them at the moment, however I will go into what I think kind of things you need to be having in a second. This is the veterancy line that I have gone down. Now you do get a lot of points for these guys, and you obviously have the choice to go down both the middle lines, which I do think you should do. And then from that, it's just kind of personal preference of whether you put 5 points in here or 5 points in here. It's not a huge amount of difference to be between these kind of lines. They are just defensive lines, to be honest. I wouldn't say go and get in Shield Bash actually is useful. I've not really seen them use Shield Bash at all, and 10% melee damage reduction is very, very little for kind of another 10 points there. That's really kind of little kind of benefit to you. I wouldn't even bother getting that personally. So I've gone down all the way down through the middle lines. So these are both the attacking lines. So bam, 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 loads more damage, all the rest of it. Each level, or the end point, is each level increases damage dealt to infantry by 15%, which I believe should be pretty huge. I'm going to go into some reasons why it may not be in a minute, but that should be a really kind of big, heavy hitting kind of node. And then coupled with the increased number of enemies that each level can attack by a single normal strike by one is also really good. Really offensive actions, increasing the damage all the way down, and then actually increasing, or should it really increase like right at the end, and then actually the amount of people you can whack as well. Like I said, Shield Bash, I won't bother. 10% is not enough. I don't like, genuinely, I don't think you're going to see any benefit from going down either of these other lines here. So these guys, their stats are not overly great, to be honest. So obviously this is with the doctrines and stuff on. I'm going to very quickly take them off so you can see the base level stats. Their stats are not great, unfortunately. Their defense is very, very poor, in terms of the fact that these guys should be pretty kind of tanky and defensive. They have a shield and they have less defense values than the Saladars, which in my mind is absolute madness. Shield Maidens as well. I'll quickly put up my Shield Maidens for you so you can kind of see the stark difference between them. They have a massive amount more defense compared to the Varangian guards. The Varangian guards just do not have really any kind of defense. It is kind of similar to like kind of purple level units. Like that's how bad it is. Some purple units actually do have better which isn't great, to be honest. You can really tell just how squishy these guys are when you're in battle, though, because they're meant to be on the front line. They're meant to be kind of going in with their sword and shield, using their defensive buff, which I'm just going to show you now. And that actually should decrease the damage they get by 30%. Just reduce down their movement and their attack speed, but that is a really should be quite a big kind of defensive buff to them. Once they build up a certain amount of rage, then you can actually switch over to their two-handed axe, which will increase all damage and armor penetration of all the rest of it by 300 points each, which is huge. And then it is very similar to the Huskal, so you can pop off your skill 1, then pop off your skill 2, then pop off your skill 3. That's all your rage used up. Then you kind of reset and keep going through it. There was one time where it did do a fair bit of damage. I noticed I did manage to kill a lot of units. I didn't really see what kind of units they were, but it did seem to kill a lot of units. So the other times I have played these guys, though, they have really suffered badly. They seem to have just been beaten by like tier 4 units, tier 5 units, definitely. They are not OP in any way, shape or form. I'm not going to say that's a shame, but I was expecting them to be a lot better than what they actually are. They, at the minute, I do not think they are viable for sieges, for TW, for ranked, for anything at this current stage. I can see in the next couple of weeks there will likely be a massive buff coming for these guys. These guys may be worth it and viable then. I will do another video if and when that happens, but I can see that's the way they're going to go. Right now, I do not think they are good enough for you to kind of be working towards, or definitely not good enough to be spending sovereigns on at the current kind of state that they are in. They're really squishy, even when they're using their sword and shield. When you switch over to the two-handed axe, they get killed even quicker, and they just do not have the time to really pop off their abilities, pop off their skills, and do all that big damage. Even when they do, in the times that I've managed to actually do it, the damage isn't overly great anyway. You're talking like 3,000 tops. That's not a lot of damage, to be honest, for a tier 5 unit when you compare them to, say, the Reapers, which do like 7,000 to 8,000 on their charge, and then their swords are doing 2,000 to 3,000. That is like, these guys are just not really doing any kind of damage to stuff, to be honest, and not enough damage to make them viable in play. When you're looking at the doctrines and everything, if you have already unlocked them, or if you are just about to unlock them because you don't really care what I'm saying and you just want to go give them a go yourself, focus more on damage dealing stuff. They are meant to be kind of a really offensive melee front line, so actually you need to be putting more kind of damaging abilities into them. I do not think putting kind of shield or defensive kind of buffs or doctrines into these guys is going to benefit you much, to be honest, anyway. I have done it myself, but that's only because that's all I've got. I would always focus more on putting more damage kind of doctrines on these guys. Have you got these guys then? Have you actually tried them? Have you played them? Let me know your thoughts down below. Should people be getting them? Let people know before they go off and start spending sovereigns and stuff. Let me know your thoughts down below, the reasons why and everything. As always, hit the share button. Let's get this video shared around as well, so everybody kind of knows what to expect from these guys. Thank you very much for watching. As always, folks, please hit that like button, hit that sub button, all that lovely fan doobie-tastic stuff, and I hope to catch you out on the battlefield.